Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button because we have some good content for you today.
What are we talking about?
Cam Newton and his bad bitches. Let's get into it.
Don't talk about it like you're crazy. You know damn well I can't replace you. Just say what you mean. Don't waste your time.
The upbringing, you growing up, what was that like? How was that?
So I'm not one of these dudes to be like, bro, I'm gutter, I'm this, I'm that. Man, I had a perfect example of what a man was in my life by my father. My parents has been together for 36, 37 years now, and it's a beautiful thing. I grew up in a 3-parent household, my mom, my father, and my grandmother. And I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch,
Okay, what's the difference?
a woman.
Okay,
A bad bitch is a person who's just, girl, I'm a bad bitch. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part, but I don't act the part.
okay.
And it's a lot of women who are bad bitches, and I say bitches in a way not to degrade a woman, but just to go off the aesthetic of what they deem is a boss chick. Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs, right? And I think a lot of times when you get that.
So far, I don't see anything wrong with what he's saying. He just simply said he grew up in a two-parent household. Sounds stable. It was loving. It was happy. He saw his parents play in their different roles in the household and how they raised him. And it seems like he's very appreciative of that. Me personally, I would I'd rather grow up in a two-parent household with stability rather than a broken home where there's just one parent. So far so good. I don't have any issue.
Of like, I'm a boss bitch, like I'm a this, I'm a that. No, baby, like, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
Now, a lot of women, now the kickback of that is be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet for the man and handle his business. That's what they say. I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna be submissive to a man and handle his business. That's what they gonna say. So, what is your?
Yeah, so this is the part where everyone has a problem with when he says you don't know how to cook, you don't know how to be quiet. Everyone took offense to that, but I don't think he's saying literally if you're a woman, you just need to close your mouth at all times. I don't think that's what he's saying. I think he's just saying know how to support your man, know how to use your words and your feminine energy to communicate with your man. It doesn't mean just be quiet, but just know how to listen so that you can know what your man's needs are so you can be able to support him better. If you're sitting there focused only about you and how you feel and what you want instead of putting yourself in the other person's shoes, then that's where problems occur. Sometimes you need to just be quiet and listen. God gave you 2 ears for a reason and one mouth. And there's nothing wrong with that because I know and you know women can get out of hand. We can say some really nasty, hurtful things. We can't fight. We're not gonna put our hands on you, but we're gonna use our words to cut you. We're gonna emotionally try to attack you. So we use different tactics. I believe that's what he's referring to. It's not just, oh, you're a woman, so you need to shut up. No, it's deeper than that.
And also, there should be an understanding of how to communicate to your spouse of any issues or concerns. You don't have to be brutal with us. You can just have a conversation. There's no need to be confrontational. There's a such thing as confrontational and non-confrontational. You should know the difference, especially as adults. You should know.
Yeah, and then for women who are claiming to be bad bitches or whatever, they normally have that attitude about them. I'm Miss Independent. I don't need nobody. You don't tell me what to do. Where you going? Oh, I'm going where I'm going. I'll be back when I'm back. Type of stuff. That's what he's referring to. That type of attitude, and it's spicy, as some people would like to say. It's a little masculine, and that type of energy where you don't want to communicate with people, you don't want to compromise, you're just all about you. That type of attitude, no man wants to deal with. What woman would want to deal with that? To be honest, it's about how you carry yourself as a woman.
And I'm not just about to sit up there and beat up my queens.
No, I ain't saying like that.
But I'm also gonna also tell the men to start being men, bro.
Absolutely.
That sucker shit should not be rewarded.
And what sucker shit? So,
when a person carries himself social media wise and it's a fraud.
I've got to address the comment made by Cam Newton. Basically, what he was saying is that his mother and father had been married for 36 years. He was raised in a loving home, and that he knew the difference between a bad bee and a good woman. A good woman listens to her man. She's willing to cook, and she is subservient to him. Whereas a bad bee don't listen to anybody, don't listen to her man, and she doesn't know how to cook, and all she wants to do is talk about how she does everything for herself. Let me tell you something about a woman. Every woman want to be a queen to a real queen, to a real king. When she has children, she wants that man to be able to say, baby, listen, you go to your job and you tell me you retire. What you talking about? Your job now is to raise our children, to take care of me, and to take care of my home. And the average woman would jump at the opportunity. But no.
Y'all don't listen to this woman. That's not true. First off, women prioritize careers over men. So she skipped right into the part of just saying that a woman would jump at that opportunity when you can't tell a woman anything today. So how is she going to jump at an opportunity when as soon as we approach you and say anything to you, they want us to shut up? We have no say-so in anything because you a bad chick. You don't need a man. This is the mentality. So as soon as you say something about having children, now the first response is, well, hey, you go to work, you stay home, and I'll provide and take care of everything that's in the household. But if you a bad chick and you modern, how is this even a conversation? Wouldn't you just say, I don't need your support? I can do this on my own because I'm modern? See, this falls into that category when you hear people that speak Spanish and English, and they call it Spanglish. So you have these modern, traditional women. I'll call them marditional women, where they get to pick and choose when they want to be modern and when they want to be traditional. But you best believe that they're only going to choose the side that benefits them. Never the side that's going to benefit the male. Just them. So that's my issue with that little statement that she said right there.
And honestly, she would have a problem with a guy presenting himself like he has money and he can take care of her, and say she gets with him and has a child and finds out it was all a scam and he really doesn't have that money, and she actually has to end up taking care of him. It's the same thing. You are selling this man a dream. You're saying you're independent, you can take care of yourself, this and that. Then all of a sudden, just because you have a baby, all of a sudden you just can't work anymore. You're incapable. And how dare he tell you to go back to work? That's how you presented yourself. You presented yourself as a modern woman. So you don't get to just go back and forth based on what's just convenient for you. Because you wouldn't like it if a man sold you a dream and sold you a false reality and then switched up on you as soon as he put a baby in you.
Saying, listen, you work right up until your due date. Make sure that you get FMLA so that you can get some money while you off. Then he may say he gonna challenge whether or not he the father. And then when he finds out that he is the father, he won't joint custody. Why? Because he don't want to pay child support. He take the kid.
Okay, it's my right to know if this is my child. In the example that I think she's given, it sounds like this may be two people that live in separate households. Okay, so let's look at it like this: you stay in your place, I stay in my place. We kind of meet up, we do our thing, we go our own separate ways, and then you end up pregnant. I have every right to know that this is my child. Because the strange part about it is, let's say this was her husband or her boyfriend, and another woman claimed to have been pregnant from her man. The first thing she would yell is, "Are you sure it's yours? Are you sure? How do you know?" Because women are sneaky. Women are this. This is the thing that she would say. So, and as far as this whole, he wants joint custody just because he doesn't want to pay child support. No, I want joint custody so I have say so in the upbringing of my kids. Why should you get all the money and all the say so? I want joint custody. This child is equally ours, these kids, these children. I want to know if they're mine first, and then I would like to have say so or input in the upbringing of the children.
And
Is
that's
that hard? Is that something wrong about that?
no, it's fair. I don't even know why she brought that up as a point. He has a right to know if it's his kid.
I'm sorry, women don't pretend that men are fathers and then find out they're not. I want to see if this woman is on the same side when a man has been taking care of a child for 18 years and then he finds out it's not his child. What are you going to say then? Well, she was just trying to do what was best for the child? Is that what you're going to say? You act like this doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, she's got this attitude like, how dare he demand a paternity test and demand joint custody? Because it matters. That's his legacy. That's half his DNA, half his blood, hopefully. He has a right to know, and he has a right to be in his child's life. What do you mean? Why is that a problem? I don't understand.
Well, here's another point. If this was her husband and they stayed in the same house and he could trust his wife, he probably wouldn't be asking for a DNA. I think if you're not married, that's more of a reason to ask for a DNA. If you're not married and in the same household.
Yeah, and just to Cam Newton's point that he just said, he grew up in a household where his mom and his father were there. And he's simply saying, I want a woman like my mom. I saw the way she supported my dad, how she played her role, and I had a stable, happy childhood. That's the type of woman I want. My mother did not have this bad bitch mentality or this attitude. She wasn't walking around trying to step all over my dad and tell him what to do. She was there to support him. And of course, if she had any ideas or suggestions, her husband, he welcomed them with open arms. Of course, I'm sure his dad wasn't, "Oh, shut up, woman. You have no opinion." Come on, let's be realistic. Don't take this too far. That's not what Cam Newton said. You're putting words in his mouth at this time. He just described a good childhood. Why does that make you so upset? Did you not grow up in a happy home with two parents? Did it not make you happy? Oh, I wonder why. That's the big picture that you're missing. That's why everyone's so messed up and angry like you are.
And I wonder if she's sitting in that car because she has a man inside the house. And she know he's not going to go for that. So she done ran outside to film this video, put some shades on and a hat. Like she's trying to go rob a store because she don't want to be identified. Why didn't she just put her face out there like that? I don't see sun shining through that windshield like that. She has a man in the house somewhere around that she don't want him to know that she's saying this stuff. She don't want to have issues with him. I find that funny.
Their grandmama house. That ain't a real man. Let me tell you something about what these women out here, these bad bees are doing. Bad queens. That's what I call them, bad queens. Baby, let me tell you something. Not only are they cooking and cleaning, they taking care of their children. They taking them back and forth to the doctor. They taking them to football practice. They taking them to dance, and they making it happen for them and their children's world. Why what? This man sit on the sideline talking about, well, she ain't a good woman because she don't listen to me. Well, when she had the opportunity to listen to you, what were you doing? Nothing. So she had to take the ball and run and make a touchdown. Listen, ladies, I salute y'all. Do you know the women that get up every day to work in 2 and 3 jobs and make things happen for their kids to make sure that they got everything that they need? They got braces, that they go into tutoring, that they have a better life. I salute you. Forget you, Cam.
What?
Whoa. Oh, whoa. Everything in this video that she just, women don't listen to this woman. Don't listen to this woman. Everything that she described in this video is that saying that she's single. She's single. That's what single people do. Single people. Everything she's describing, from taking the kids to school, from going to get them braces. She might as well say, well, I have to pay my bills. I have to shower myself. I have to feed. I have to cook for myself. That's a single woman. That's being modern. You don't need anybody. So now you're complaining about all the responsibilities that come along with being single?
And that you have to work 3 jobs. Well, that's because you don't have a man. It sucks, right? That's why that's the narrative you're telling. But guess what? Cam Newton's mom didn't have that problem. She didn't have to work 3 jobs because she had support. She had a husband. She knew how to cooperate with him. She knew how to lift him up. She knew how to keep her household in peace and together. So with that attitude, that doesn't get you nowhere. Selfishness and all of that don't get you nowhere. No man wants to deal with that type of attitude. So yeah, I understand why you're mad, because you're working 3 jobs and you got to do everything by yourself while the man's sitting back, as you say, doing nothing. But seeing as how your attitude is, I wouldn't want to deal with you either. I would want no contact with you because you seem like a very difficult person to deal with. And also, that had nothing to do with what Cam Newton said. I don't know what narrative you're describing, because that was not his childhood. That was not his mother's experience. That's not what he said. So I don't even know what you're even talking about.
Well, she's single. She's single.
Well, there you go.
We don't get to pick and choose as men to be modern or traditional. We're expected to be providers no matter what the situation is. Either and for most men, even when we're sick, we go to work. Injured, we go to work. Like, we don't run around looking for like certificates for these things to be, and at the very least, we don't even get appreciated for it. You know how hard it is for a woman to tell her man thank you. What was told and things I've heard, and me personally, in my experience, it's like, well, you're being an adult. You're being an adult. But what are you being? We all have our roles in relationships. Somebody has to lead. There's not 2 CEOs. There's not 2 presidents. Somebody has to assume that position. And somebody has to be the supporting person to the other. Who's ever making the money, that someone needs to support them. Do all the little things around it to keep that person functioning. If you're going to have 2 people in a household, which is fine. I know people follow Kevin Samuels and they have a lot to say about him, but Kevin Samuels is speaking of women that want traditional men but are modern. Okay, that's what he's speaking about. Now, if we wouldn't have a conversation about any of his content if it was traditional women going after traditional men. But you women want these men to do everything for you, and we can't tell you anything. We can't have any say so about anything that you're doing. You want to do you. Now this woman right here is complaining that she has to do all these things. No, not once in her conversation did she mention that she had a husband, that she was married. This is a single woman. That's what you get. That's what you get. You have modern women out here, you have modern women out here getting men involved into conflict. Don't know when to shut up. They'll sit here and go talk mouth off to another man. And the only reason they're doing that is because they have a man behind them to support them. That that man's going to step in and say something. Well, I got a news flash for y'all. Men should start letting these modern women get their ass whipped. Since you want to be modern and talk all this smack, guys, step aside. Politely carry your ass to the side and let him show her why she should be traditional. He don't owe anything to you. If you want to function in that way, if you want to be modern, take the consequences that go with it. You want to be single, you want to be doing you don't need a man. Okay, cool. Take everything that goes with it, shut up about it, and be happy.
Because it's really for your safety. You shouldn't be in a man talking in his face, with your hands all in his face, cussing him out, disrespecting him. Words hurt. So you can't be doing that. You got to know how to treat people. You got to know how to respect people. These are just simple things, simple values. What are your morals and values? How do you carry yourself? How do you treat people? How do you treat yourself? Let's just go to the basics.
And women police It's not a replacement for men. Guns are not a replacement for men. Y'all try to replace us with everything around. You replace men with a check, at least fatherhood. That's been replaced with by financial support from states, from your state. And then you turn around and think because you can own a firearm that that's enough to protect your household. Well, let me explain to you in the real world how this works. If an intruder breaks into your home, it is the man's job to go entertain these intruders while the woman grabs the children and she runs the safety to call the police. You can't do that if you're a single mother. That only works if your children are older and they have phones that they have access to. But let's be real about the situation. If a male and a female, if the female is unable to get to her gun, because if there's children in the household, guess what? There's firearm regulations. You have to have your gun locked up, right? So a man breaks into your home. You hear this noise. You got to get to your gun, assemble this thing, and if that man gets to you before you have time to do it, you're screwed. You're not going to overpower this man. At best, what you can do is yell and hope that somebody else can call the police for you. And then the police only show up in that situation just to investigate the outcome of what took place. It's no match. It's no match in the situation. There's no substitute for a man. Men are not trying to substitute women. We take the most punishment. Women are more abusive to men verbally than anybody. We're usually quiet. And I can speak from experience. There's a filter on us when it comes to y'all. Even when we're walking out the door, we're not trying to hurt y'all. But you can do something to a man that'll cut him to the core. You women want to control the narrative and the reaction behind it. Y'all think these men are crazy. Society is hard enough on us. We're carrying the weight of the world on our backs. And the only thing that we want is to be appreciated. Here's a news flash for some of you women who don't know this. A man can meet a woman and see her walking down the street and she's so beautiful. And just the mere thought of having her a part of our lives makes us want to do better. It makes us want to do better. It makes us want to provide. Some guys choose the road that's easier, that's drug related, and some choose to educate themselves or be entrepreneurs. But that woman is motivation for us. Children, they motivate us. I'm not talking about the guys that you met that were players, these one night stands, these flings. I'm talking about the people that are actually wanting to be in a relationship with you. We literally would go to hell and back for you. Give you everything we have. Even in divorces and child support, we don't want to argue with y'all. We still want it. Just whatever she wants. Just give her whatever she wants. And y'all are happy to take it. I can't think of one woman right now. All you women that are chasing these careers and everything like that, what are you chasing careers for if you know as soon as you get with a guy that you're going to turn traditional? Stop prioritizing your careers. There's no way that you're going to start looking for a man in your 30s and you've been independent all this time that you're going to get a guy to stop you from being independent. That doesn't make sense to me. Then you get upset when guys go and get younger women. They've been abused less. 30-year-old women, 35-year-old women, I'm sure they've had their share of men. And they already have the mindset about men. And I do not have time to be sitting here trying to do damage control. That's not my job. It's not our jobs. The younger women tend to cooperate a little bit more, as long as they're not following these older women. So what Cam Newton is saying is what a good relationship looks like. He said he had 3 people in his household. His mom, dad, and his grandmother. Sounds like a happy house to me. So all you single girls that feel some type of way about it, y'all always gonna have complaints. Go start a little community where y'all can go move and just stay over there with all the other single girls and have all the same complaints. And all the women who actually want something for the long haul, real relationships, where y'all at? Comment below. The women that are actually modern or traditional. And all I'm asking for is some consistency. If you introduce yourself as being modern, stay modern. Don't switch up on me. Because if I introduce myself as a provider and I sell you that story, and as soon as I got you and we have children, I switch up on you, and now I want to sit home all day and play video games, you're going to feel some type of way. You're going to feel scammed. Well, I feel scammed. Pick a side. Men, y'all need to start asking those questions when y'all out on dates. Since they want to ask how much money we make, they're checking out what kind of cars we drive. Start asking them on dates, are you modern or traditional? Get it in writing. Get it in writing. It's time to start asking those questions. Getting tired of these women switching up. They know how to play the part to get us. It's a checkmate once a baby's involved. What can you do? She got you. And we've never asked those questions.
And another thing I just wanted to point out, we're not just trying to bash women. We're not. All we want to do is to be able to hold ourselves accountable for our actions. There's no reason why 30, 40, 50-year-old women out there who has this much life experience should be single and bitter and just dispelling, just regurgitating all this negativity into the world. You have younger women looking at this and they're afraid because they're thinking all men are monsters, and that's not true. Your issue is that you've never held yourself accountable, and no one's held you accountable for anything, any of your actions. You are bitter because you didn't learn from your mistakes. You kept doing the same thing over and over and over again. Literally, the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over again and expect different results. You went out there and kept picking out the same type of dude, making the same choices, having the same expectations, never growing, never reading, never evolving. And all you want to do is when something doesn't go your way, you want to point the finger and you want to say, oh, all these men ain't good. They all bad. Don't trust no man. Be independent. Be miserable like me. Oh, but I'm happy. I'm good. I could do whatever I want. I don't have no man telling me what to do. Girl, if you don't sit down, because you clearly don't know how beautiful and amazing it is to have a man there by your side to truly support you, everything about you, your dreams, and to truly love you. Because, girl, you have a whole lot more feminine and beautiful energy coming out. You be speaking a whole different tone. That's all I gotta say. Just think about it, you guys. Just think about it. Before you want to take somebody's advice, just think about how it makes you feel inside. Are they tapping into your insecurities, into your fear? Are they making you scared and angry? Don't let them project their feelings onto you. Be aware, okay? Be informed. And don't just take anything or any message that anybody's telling you. I think it's totally uncalled for everyone to be talking bad about Cam Newton like this and just this big reaction. It is ridiculous. But you know what? We here for it. I'm here for it. So that's what I gotta say about that, you guys. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. Go ahead, comment below. Let us know how you feel. What do you think about that? Just had to shake that off of me. Just shake off that negative energy.
Well, thank y'all for tuning in. Until next time.
Peace.
When I say I quit, it's only cause it hurts. We got places we can go to figure out what we've done, what we need, what to do. Yeah, I got you, I got you, I got you.